Family Code 102, discipline.
What in the world are you doing with your kids and how are you raising them?
It takes a village, boo. You better check him. Don't just let cousin Junebug act wild in the streets. You better let him know.
Well, back in the old days, if we've been talking about 1950 and 1960, then you take that thing to their tail and pap it a little bit. But it's not like that these days.
Oh, I got spankings, and I was never one to run from a spanking. My cousins used to run from, who runs from a spanking? Who does that? I mean, she would run, Erica, Ezra, and Alicia, all those Charles kids. Alice's kids would run from a spanking, like run in the bathroom and lock the door and say, no, I'm not coming out. I used to take it like a G.
My parents, because I used to run off, so they put like little reins on me, you know, like how they used to do it back in the day.
Reins?
Yeah, and you like hold your kid by the reins and they like run and you like follow
Like a
them.
horse?
Almost, yeah.
My grandmother would make you go out and pick up a switch and bring it back to her so that she could use it on you to discipline you. To me, getting hit by the switch is not the bad part. It's like walking the green mile, because you're going to choose the weapon that's gonna be used on you.
Discipline was bad. Discipline was never good. Not bad as in like I was in a foreign country and you know I had to kneel down on rice with my knees or something like that, or just some weird stuff. But I don't know, I did have to put my pants down and hunker over a chair, so someone may say that was kind of militant too.
We had to go out and pick switches, me and my
Really? You
sister.
pick your own switches?
Yeah, had to twist them together. At least 2 thick ones, there can't be no skinny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew
Well,
what
my
it was.
parents are Nigerian, so it was whatever was in front of them. My mom liked to use the little, what are those things on the windows? The little rods on the windows. Books, shoes, anything else. And my dad, he had like a real like rough hand, so his hand enough was.
It's horrible.
I walked out one day to go get a switch, and so I came back with like kind of a wimpy switch, and my grandmother had like the secret stash of switches, and she whipped out like the Zorro switch and like went like Zorro like I still had the imprint of like her initials, like she put on like Zorro, like he used to do a Z, she put her GB on there. And I'll never forget that. So from then on, if I had to get a switch, I just brought back like 12, like here, just choose, because it was like, that was the worst whooping I ever got.
The one time I did act out, my mom spanked me in my grandma's house and I fell out on the floor. We were in the kitchen. That even made it worse. She's like, oh, so you showing out for the white cops? Like NW, you showing out for the white cops? Like I be beating you like that? You about to really get it. But my mom would spank me. But my dad, however, because he had 4 children before me, he was a lot calmer, you know. My older sister took all the beating. So by the time he got to me, he was tired. It was all about understanding and knowing where I went wrong. And do you want 7 licks? Or do you want 7 days in the house? Because he's a military guy, you know? And I'd be like, just give me the 7 licks so I can bounce.
Play it the way they played it. If they won't have a tantrum, you can either have a tantrum with them, and they're gonna look at you like, why are you crying? I'm the one that's mad, you know. Or you can put them in the room and not shut the door, but let them. When you get through crying, then you come on out and we'll talk.
I just always had a way of talking to my kids, and you know, I would talk to them rather than maybe be physically disciplining with them. But I knew exactly what to say to them to make them understand what I expected from them. And they always responded to that in a positive way. So, you know, I didn't think I had to do anything else. Even though there were times I did spank them. And it was just out of frustration mostly. It's like, okay, this other thing is not working very well right now, and I better do something to get control, okay?
I'm gonna be the strict.
I don't think
Go out
so.
there and pick up them switches,
I
or you can
doubt
take this
that.
belt, or you can take these hands.
I
You pick
doubt
either
that.
3. Doesn't matter to me.
The whole thing with the upbringing was based on respect. If you respected them, then you wouldn't get whooped. They taught us to have fear, respect, a fear for God type of thing. And so therefore, it wasn't a whole lot of whoopings.
You have to have your kids have to have a healthy fear of you. If your kids don't fear you, then they won't respect you. And it's not, you know, it sounds kind of weird, but your kids have to know you're a little crazy. Like you might you might kill them. So they have to realize that. You know, you might not really feel it in your heart, but they have to feel it in theirs. And as long as they feel it in theirs, they will always be like, okay, this dude's crazy. And so I kind of took that with me. My son is now, he's 6'4", 230 pounds. So you can imagine trying to discipline an 18-year-old who's as big as you, but he still remembers when he was 6. And I would pick him up by with one hand and say, it's my way or no way. So you just gotta kind of have that there in the back of their heads, like, this guy may do anything.
It takes a village. Beware of flying objects, switches, belts, or hands. Pick one. Parents will get crazy.
As far as family code goes, now there was my dad believed in that code, okay?
Lady Productions.